All right, welcome YouTube. This is another discussion video. This video is going to be how to make ranked better. And we're specifically talking about maybe Storm League, Team League, Hero League, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want. I do want to encourage you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel and obviously like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my Twitch stream. I'm going to post a link to that down below in the description. But our discussion topic for today is how do we make ranked better? Obviously, we have made a video before about bringing back solo queue. That is, my number one change. But what do you guys think? How do we make rank better? Obviously solo queue. Storm League entry requirements, so Smurf don't need to waste time to enter. Remove stupid bonus points. Can enjoy lower ranks longer. Roll queue? I have heard of roll queue before. I've had people do that. I've had people suggest that. We're gonna go top. Our team's already dying. Roll queue has been something that I have had brought up before. Forcing roll queue, I don't know if it would potentially work in the long run. My mouse is messing up, so I can't actually move. Roll queue this is a terrible time for that to happen. Yeah, roll queue is definitely something, I don't know if it would work. I like the idea of it. I think you could roll queue for, potentially a quick match thing. I don't know why my team's invading over here. But obviously, bringing back solo queue is the number one thing I would do. I made a whole different video about that. Maybe I'll link that in the description below. Yeah, DPS players would die waiting, exactly. So I think that there was a minion right there. What's a couple of changes that I have thought of in the past is how to deal with Smurfs, for one. One of my big ideas is going to be, I feel like you should be awarded points based on what your win percentage is, to obviously a reasonable amount. But my thought process is if you have above a 60% win rate, whether you are winning or losing your games, you should be gaining bonus points up until you're, that'll be one way to deal with Smurfs a little bit easier. I don't think you should go the full Dota route and ban them, but I feel like, how many Smurfs have you seen? I think having the needing to win 12 games in a row to actually do anything is not really going to be beneficial. Even Smurfs are going to lose a game here and there. Another thing I would like to do is, I'm dead. Even though I personally don't play, even though I am personally not a GM player or anything like that, another one of my changes I would like to see is how they handle rank points. I think it is very bad that to place on the leaderboard, you need to have 50 wins. I don't like that. I don't think that that is a good idea. I think that you should have to maybe play 50 games. Whether you win or lose those games shouldn't really matter. I feel like it should be based on just the number of games played. And I think that that is a potential way to keep the Smurfs in their higher ranks as well. Because especially on NA, there's going to be a lot of players who are master but have not gotten their 50 wins yet. And I feel like that needs to be something that could be rectified. And that's, again, I say this as someone who this change would never benefit. And I would like to know people's thoughts on who are actually that rank as well. Add a Smurf mode so they can enjoy playing against each other. That's just playing at your rank. Storm League. Alright, we're gonna go up here. That would be just making it a little bit easier for people to place GM. There's been a couple different ideas that I've heard in the past. I'm going to give credit to Shiggity for being the one to speak this one. But one of them, I believe he said to give GM at the end of the season, not at the beginning. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think that that's a pretty good idea. That would be another one where you could give GM at the beginning or end of the season instead of, you know, at the end. So your reward for GM would be getting GM at the end. I don't think that that's a terrible idea either. I don't have my tongue, and I have no mana, so we need to back up. 24-hour player blacklist would be nice. That's another thing people have brought up, being able to avoid players. So Overwatch had a thing where you could, oh my god, that was almost a kill. Where you could, I think, block 2 players. There was one issue with that particular system. I remember hearing a story about a particular Widowmaker that was very, very good, that had so many people avoiding them that they themselves had a issue finding a game. That's the only potential issue with that, is if you're being avoided because you're being toxic, then yeah, you deserve it. But if you're being avoided because you're just good, like I think of like Cure, Fan, people like that might struggle finding games if too many people are like, I don't want to risk them. That might not happen. I might be not having the right mindset with that. But I could see that being a problem if you're a particularly good player. I need to go back top. But I do like the idea of being able to avoid players. Well, you wouldn't be able to avoid all of them. It would be like 2. Maybe leaving my team wasn't the best idea, but there was a lot of soaked out. And hopefully my team can make something happen. I'm leaving them right before the objective, so we'll see. I mean, Leo's coming up here, so it is 4v4. So yeah, I don't think having a thing where you can avoid players would be bad. I think they just have to be careful how you do it. And it being a 24-hour block list wouldn't be a terrible idea either. We're going to get value here up on this temple. Alright, maybe we go mid. But yeah, I think obviously solo queue, and one of the things that I have brought up in the sense of solo queue Storm League is I believe if they did do a solo queue Storm League, there should be a 5-on-5 ranked mode. 5-on-5 team mode with like a DPS finder sort of thing like WoW has. And obviously this would need to be player-based dependent, of course, and we all know that currently the second part of this would be, I think that solo queue would be fine, but I feel like we need to have a 5-on-5 ranked mode for teams to play on, and I feel like that if they looked into that sort of thing, that would be a pretty good idea as well. So I want to know your guys' thought. You guys have any interesting ranked modes? I did have one guy. I forget his name. I want to give him credit, but I forget his name. And this is more balance related, so I guess I could maybe save that for a different video. But it was having certain like factions have buffs with each other, so there would be a benefit to picking like, you know, certain things together. I wish I could remember the guy's name. I don't remember who said it because I want to give proper credit. But that's not necessarily ranked. That's more just hero balance in general. But yeah, I think those are some good ideas. I would like there to be, obviously, putting in end of season rewards is an obvious one that I think everyone would like to see, which is, you know, that's obviously going to be dev dependent and all that fun stuff. But having a actual reason to push for GM and try to hold it would be good. I'm gonna try to clear this out. Alright, we have a wave coming in, should be able to kill it. Wins for GM, I've formerly been GM Season 2. that Team League was considered a joke because how many people were boosted to GM during it. It was bad actors. Yeah, bring back mount rewards. I agree, 100%. So Twisted Mister, that's kind of on par with the way I want to do the rank mode, with there being a solo queue, and then there being a, you could call it whatever fancy thing you want. I mean, you could call it Team League, but it would specifically be a 5-on-5 for actual teams to play. We're gonna come down here. Oh, we're actually stuck in the wall. That is interesting. Nice shove. Nice job. We can go mid now. Why'd you blacklist Smurfs? Like for end of season? There was. It was, or was it end of season? The mounts? Or was that just for reaching that? There was, actually I do remember that now. Having end of season rewards is obviously something I would like to see brought back as well. It wouldn't be on either team with how it was on Overwatch. Yeah, I know that Overwatch had an issue with blacklisting things. I do like it as an idea. That's the main concern would be that certain people would get targeted that probably wouldn't deserve it. I mean, there's obviously people that would deserve it, but blacklisting people, you know, you end up just getting people who are too good. But yeah, I like the idea of the way, just they need to do something with GM, I feel like. I don't like that. Oh, I didn't pop my essence. That was really bad of me. I thought I was going to get there in time, but by the time I realized it was over, I'd already dug in, so I just fed for no reason. If I had popped my essence before, I might have been able to get a lot of value there. So that one's on me. That's a mosh on Stitches. Nice kill on Gazlo. Nice silence. Can Stitches keep himself alive? I feel like he's going to go down, but we'll see. Barely going to go down. Nice silence, though. Nice silence. We'll do a hydrate in a second. Not give chemo because it might hurt cancer cells. Oh, so you're saying about blacklisting things. Well, it's not specifically against the people that wouldn't, but I get what you're saying. But I would like there to be a small blacklist. I think that would be good. I think that having a system for Smurfs where they climb faster. What's up? How you doing today? We're doing a recording. The topic is how to make ranked better. We have discussed me being bad. Yeah, we have discussed ways to potentially make GM slightly better. In terms of, I think it should be easier to get GM. Okay, that's a gorge. He's gonna thingy. Nice job. Bring back, oh yeah, bring back solo queue is my number one. My number one change is bring back solo queue. But yeah, I think having, I don't think GM needs 50 wins. It should just be 50 games. I feel like that is too steep. Because there's people who are master who could easily be GM sooner because of them. Another one would be to make it, you could also, and I don't know if I particularly subscribe to this one myself, but I have heard it be, you should have a higher requirements to enter ranked. Higher requirements for ranked would be good. Oh, I was hoping I'd survive there. MMR inflation would be good. Well, yeah, that's essentially what the bonus points for the Smurfs would be. So the idea I have is you could say they have to have at least 10 wins, 20 wins. You could have a qualifier on there. But it would be if they have above a 60% win rate, and I'm just throwing out arbitrary numbers, they get plus 20 points on every game, whether they win or lose. If they have, 70, 80% win rate, that number goes up. So when you have these Master Smurfs in Silver with a 90% win rate, win or lose, they're getting bonus points. And that'll make it so you're not stuck with them as long. We need a clear top. And I think that that would be a good way to handle that particular issue. Was it cured of playing with lower rank friends? Now, there is something to be said for that, and that's, I do have my own feelings on smurfing. I don't mind it so much as long as you're doing it to play with your friends, but then it wouldn't be so bad. It's the people who are like just doing it to style on silvers when you're master. There's a lot of people that get hard stuck in their rank, and they're like, well, I'm going to smurf on these, low ranking players to make myself feel better. Those are the ones that I'm specifically targeting with this. Also, another change for ranked, I brought this up before, they either need to normalize bronze 5 ranking so they're not getting 20, 30 points a win, or add a league, or add a rank below bronze. Probably the first one. I don't think adding a rank below bronze would be good. But that is what I want. I'm not bronze, so this change also doesn't affect me, but I think that that one would be better. Yeah, it is, because I know the whole idea behind it is there is the high end of bronze 5 versus the low end of bronze 5 has its own MMR. So I get it, like it's not the same rank as far as Blizzard's concerned. That's fine. If they feel that way, add a rank below so people can get 200 points, because it is very demotivating as a player to get plus and minus 500 or plus and minus 20 points. We can really just end this game. So those are my suggestions for how to make Storm League better, or how to make ranked better in general. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Make sure you can add it to the comments below. Very good ideas out here. Wood League incoming, 60 points. It's awful. So again, and Eddie, thank you very much for joining me as well. Would players, people get confused? Yeah. People do get unmotivated. That is probably the final thing I would add, is that either add a rank below bronze or just make it plus or minus 200. Personally, I feel like it's not that big of a difference. I don't think it would make that big of a difference to do that. But again, I want to know your guys' thoughts. We went over several ways we could make rank better. If any of you watching the video, any of you have any other ideas we did not discuss, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. But I do appreciate all of you guys watching this video, all of you guys, hanging out with me. Make sure you guys do check out my YouTube channel, subscribe to it, check out my Twitch channel. I am going to post a link to that down below in the description. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.